Shavua Tov. Yesterday in Temple Israel in Texas, there was a hostage situation. And the rabbi and 3 congregants were held hostage all day long. But miraculously, the prayers of the Jewish people and all good people around the world were answered. And the terrorist was killed, and all of the congregants and the rabbi made it out safely. Ironically, yesterday's Torah portion, which was what was being read in synagogues around the world when this hostage situation began, was the story of the splitting of the sea. When once again the Jewish people were being held hostage by the Egyptians and had been let out of Egypt only to be pursued by the Egyptians. But thank God the Jewish people crossed over into safety, and the Egyptians were all drowned in the sea, just like this hostage taker met his death. And the Jews yesterday in the synagogue were saved and spared. When we read the song of the splitting of the sea, we find that it is written in a way that each stanza of the song is written, and then there's a blank space in the Torah scroll, which is also reflected in most printed chumashim, which according to Jewish law has to be equivalent to the size of the letters. So you have the words and then a blank space, equal in size to the black letters, and then another set of words, and then another blank space. And the question is, why is it written in this fashion? One of the answers given is that when sometimes you have a joyous occasion, and someone gets up to speak at a simcha, for example, whether it's a parent speaking about their children's bar mitzvah or wedding, or children speaking about the parents, or a husband about a wife, and at some point in the speech, the speaker gets choked up and they cannot continue. They're so emotional that the words can't come out. And of course, that's the highest point, the apex, the climax of the speech, where their emotions are running so deep that they cannot even verbalize it. And so too, when the Jewish people cross the sea, they sing the song, but the words are written with spaces in between, symbolizing the fact that we're saying to God, God, with all the words that we praise you, we're getting choked up. We can't even express the depth of the emotions that we're feeling. That's the way every Jew feels today. God forbid, horrifically. But we are so overjoyed, like the Jewish people who sang the song at the sea. Like the Jewish people who sang the song of the sea, we sing a song of praise to Hashem today, relieved that despite the terrible trauma that these poor victims will suffer, at least they are home safely with their loved ones today. How grateful, how joyous, how thankful we are to have seen a miracle just like the splitting of the sea, where the evildoers perished and the Jewish people were spared. It's a story told about this boy who was in 4th grade. He was hit by a car, and as a result of that, he was taken to the hospital and he was in a cast, and he had to be bedridden for the rest of the school year to recover from his injuries. His father was very concerned. His son was getting sad, sitting home all day, not being able to go to school, and he would fall behind in his studies. So the father decided that every day that year he would leave work at 12 o'clock and come home and spend the afternoon studying with his son, keeping him up with his class studies in yeshiva. And every day his father would go to work early and leave at 12 o'clock and spend the afternoon with his son at his bed. But on the way home he would stop at the bakery at the corner, and he knew that his son, who was only 9 years old, loved a particular chocolate cookie with sprinkles. And so he would always pick up that cookie for his son and bring it home to cheer him up and study with him as he enjoyed the cookie. The boy recovered from his wounds and thank God went back to school the next year and finished, graduated elementary school, high school, went to college. And one day he got engaged and got married, and it came to the wedding. And when they introduced the bride and the groom for the reception, they came in to dance. And the groom ran into the circle and started to dance with hundreds of guests. And then he grabbed his father's hands to dance with his father. But before he began to dance, the groom reached into his pocket and took out a bag, and he handed it to his father. And his father looked at the bag. What is my son giving me in the middle of the dance floor at his wedding, before we start the first dance? And he opened the bag, and there in the bag, he took out a chocolate cookie with sprinkles, the one he would buy his son every day for a year. And the father and son embraced and began to weep on each other's shoulders as they began to dance on that wedding night. Thank God, recovered and healthy. The message he was saying to his father is, no words could express the gratitude, the thankfulness, the love I feel in my heart. They're beyond words. There are moments in life that we don't have words. We just have deep joy and gratitude to Hashem for His infinite blessings. Have a wonderful day.